Well, I'm going to walk around and show you a few of the projects that I plan on doing here. It's kind of a walk and talk, I guess. That'll probably be the title. Let's get started. So over here is where I'm adding the 8x8 restroom. It'll be just beside that window to the left of the picture. So far I've just put one 8x8 in beside that 6x6 that holds up the awning here. I need to put one more right in here where I have these two boards at an angle. That's my marks for where it goes. It took me about 2 hours to put that one in. The ground's just so hard to dig, and that was even with my jackhammer shovel bit. So it is what it is. So let's go back over here. In the future, this building here will be moved to another section of the property, including the awning. It'll be like a pit stop, you know, for people that are bike riding can stop in there and use the restroom, and I'll put water there. The deal with the propane storage box back there, that's going to stay. That's my old broke down 2007 Subaru that I brought out here just so it looks like somebody's at the building all the time. Keep people away that may think about coming to the building if they just thought someone wasn't here. So up here, that door up there is going to lead out to a stargazing platform that'll come almost all the way to the edge of the roof there. And it'll also go down both of the south and the north side. And then on this other side of the building, I'm going to put another deck over there. Well, the sun's there, but it'll be a 22 foot by 10 foot, and this side over here will be 22 foot by 13 feet. So it'll be a good area at night, be able to go out there, kick back in a lawn chair, and do some stargazing. The night sky is really pristine out here. We don't have a lot of light pollution. So beside this building, about where my truck's sitting, there will be another 12 by 20 two-story building. But instead of having this style roof that's on the one here, it's going to have a single pitch that faces primarily south for additional solar panels in the future. I will offset the building so it's not directly in line with this one. I'm going to shift it over. I'm going to shift it over one distance between the poles there. That's about 10 feet. Because if not, it'll run into this. This is all solid rock right here. This drive later in the future is going to be in a different location. I'm going to walk up there for a minute. As you can see, I'm getting some pretty heavy erosion. All the water coming down on the side of the ridge here. These are pretty deep grooves. Up there you can see there's even a worse one. So right in here, you see this little pile of dirt. The road's gonna be coming from this direction, this way, and it will be about 12, 13 feet higher than the existing grade. And what that's gonna do is take out some of the steepness of this road. And on the inner side of the road, I'm gonna put a bunch of rock so that the water will just channel along the side of the road and then go out and then dump into the pond once it's been extended over there. And you can kind of see where I started the road on the other side. You can see it over there where that different colored rock is. Well, I'll walk over there. Oh, side note. These are resurrection plants. So they look almost completely dead, but if you put water on them within about 6 hours, they open back up and they turn green. It's pretty impressive to see. There you can see the road a little better. So that's where it's going to come around. This will be how you get down into the valley in the future. You'll be able to take any kind of car. Right now, if you don't have four-wheel drive, you're not making it up that part of the road. I've had a few people get stuck trying to get out of here. I had to haul them out with a rope with my truck. So all that material that I dig out from the pond will make it able for me to build my road. I'm also going to make a little road that goes this way, which will give me access to that back corner of the property. Just need a lot of time and a lot of diesel. Walk over to the pond real quick. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning if you're wondering what time it is. Oh, right in here, about where that rock pile is, I'm going to make a fountain. So later I'm going to dig another pond in the upper section of my property. It's about 80 feet higher up there. And during the day when I have excess power, I'm going to pump water from the lower pond to the upper pond. And then at night I can use a siphon feed to generate power through a hydro generator. And I'll also have water for the fountain, which I think it'll be a pretty impressive fountain. Should be able to push water up about 35-40 feet. Well, no duck in the pond this morning. I guess he went on to another pond somewhere. I did see the quail this morning. They were out walking around. Let me get on the other side of the pond where the sun's not in your eyes. So this is where the pond gets its water from. See this rainy weather creek here. I'm going to leave this New Mexican olive there, that big brush that's there in the middle. It looks pretty nice during the summer. On this side, I'm going to carve out a section so that it makes it wider, so that that water doesn't come through with such force right here. It's you know, causing a lot of erosion on this side here, because I built this embankment out about 20 feet from where it used to be and leveled it out. So far this pond's 60 feet. 60 feet by 50 feet. And it's about 17 feet down from this edge here to the very bottom. Of course, it's probably filled in with some silt because of the water rushing down. There was a lot of loose, fine sediment that was in that rock that got washed into the pond, but I've got to drain it and dig it back out anyway. So it's going to go, later the pond is going to go this way, which is south, about another 200 feet. And then I'm going to make it about 100 feet wide on that side. And then this road, I'm going to make a road that, so you see this road coming down here. I'm going to keep that road going, and it's going to go up and hit the side of that little hill right there. And that'll channel the water that's coming off that hill down the edge of that road and dump into the pond on this side. And that side over there is just, I'm going to make an area for storing excess material that I have. I've got a lot of pipe and firewood, you know, that kind of stuff. So here's the fence line. This is the east side of the property, the back 40 acres of my property. I'm going to try to get this other T-post in today. That's one of my challenges today. I was pretty tired yesterday after working on this thing for about 10 hours, trying to put all these T-posts in this hard, unforgiving earth out here. You can see the creosote bushes out here getting water compared to the ones that are further away from the pond. They have some really deep roots. They can go up to 12 feet out and 12 feet down. So these are pretty nice and green compared to the ones that are over here that are away from the pond too far to get the water from them. You see how the color difference in them. Well, I guess I'll go back to the building. It's a nice still morning. There's hardly any wind. This is I'm surprised to see it this soon. This is a desert willow. It was not here before. I guess it found water already, and now it's trying to make a home. Unfortunately, I've got to dig this area out. I'm gonna cut this embankment down to the same level as the bottom of the creek right here, all the way along the edge. So when that water comes in and fills this pond up, it's got a lot of grass seed in it, and that'll get deposited over here on this edge all the way around. And I'll be planting some pecan trees down this side. They'll get water from the pond, so I don't have to worry about watering them. And I know they grow well out here because there's pecan orchards just down the road. Of course, those are coming from well water is what they supply those with. So this side of the building here is facing south, slightly east. Because of this mountain over here, in the evening the sun gets below that ridge and I don't get any direct sunlight, just diffuse sunlight. So that's why I turned the building in this orientation. I'm going to put another solar panel rack similar to what I got there on the temporary building. It'll be 6 kilowatt total in the future, and it's going to be 48 volt. Right now, what I'm running on is 12 volt, and I've only got 1.8 kilowatts worth of power generation right now, potential. And then up there is a little 400 watt wind turbine, which it doesn't produce a whole lot. It's not a big wind turbine, but it does help at night. If I had a bad solar day, keep the batteries, a little something coming into the batteries. Go back here. Had a little incident last night when I was using my heat exchanger on my pit there. It wasn't paying attention. It got up to 120 degrees. And one of the fittings on my makeshift water heater up there started leaking. I had to take a bunch of stuff apart to fix it. So I know this isn't real pretty looking, but this is my temporary setup. Right now I've got PWM, pulse width modulation, charge controllers. They're made by Morningstar Corporation. These are the TS60s. I'm going to replace these with the TS60 MPPT, maximum power point tracking. And there'll only be 2 of them, which would be plenty for the 6 kilowatt array. They could actually handle up to, let's see, I think 3,200 watts per charge controller. And then I've just got the little cheapy 2,000 watt sine wave inverter. And there's my wind turbine. That's the shunt to see the power generated by the wind turbine. And this is my water heater. This turns on the water heating elements that are in my makeshift water heater on the roof. And it draws quite a bit of power. It's 1,400 watts. That's what it runs. So, and the battery bank is on the back side of this wall. I've got 11 125 amp hour AGM batteries, which I wish I hadn't bought. They were the cheapest thing at the time, but they just don't have a long life expectancy, and I'm going to be changing them out. I'm going to make some more of these LTO batteries. I made this battery in entirety. Of course, I had to purchase the cells and all the hardware to make it happen. I don't know if you can see this. I put a USB charge port here. It's got a little on-off switch where you can see the voltage for this pack where it's sitting. And then it's got a little 12 volt USB port right there. Or sorry, not USB, that's like a cigarette lighter style port. Well, I guess that's enough talking for one video. So I'm gonna turn it off, and I'll talk to you another time. Today, like I said, I'm planning on working on the fence, and that's probably it. Unless my hands start hurting too much, and then I know yesterday they were hurting pretty good from driving all those T-posts with the sledgehammer and the T-post driver. I'm probably gonna come back here, and I need to rearrange the shelving inside the building, because right now the shelving is in the way of the restroom add-on. Well, see you on the next one.